Hello, hello, beautiful angels. I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit, my intuition, and the tarot to communicate energies to you guys, amazing viewers. I hope you guys are all doing very well. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm so glad and so thrilled to have you find me and that I can do your reading today. And if you are returning, I'm so blessed, so grateful to be doing another reading for you guys. You guys are all very safe and welcome here in this space with me today. Today's reading, we're looking at your situation and exact steps on how to navigate, advice from spirit, guidance. What should you do? What should you not do? Or should you do anything at all? So this is certainly not going to be for everyone. So I do hope you use your intuition. What it is you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether the messaging fits right and sits right with you. Okay, this should certainly be if you're feeling challenged, stuck, or not quite sure if you're doing whatever you need to be doing. And also, we won't be going into the challenge so much as the exact steps on how to navigate out of it. Okay, so the overall energy in that pile should sit with your situation, regardless of what the challenge is. It should make sense energetically. And if there are specific messages in there for someone else, then just kind of leave those aside. But the general overall energy should be something that is sitting with your situation. Okay, so don't force anything to fit. Specific messages, like I said, could certainly be just confirmation for someone who is needing them at this time. So with that out of the way, beautiful people, 3 options to choose from for today. Option number 1, we have this beautiful moonstone wand. I absolutely love moonstone. I love all stones that are iridescent. Hopefully you guys can see that beautiful shimmer. Option number 2, we have this pink opalite tower. Love this stone as well, because it kind of has this hazy rainbowish look to it. Option number 3, we have the chakras and this pointed wand. All right, so gorgeous people, sit here with this energy. If you're pulled to multiple piles, stones, it's absolutely okay. It just means there's multiple messages here from spirit. And it's also okay to not be pulled to any of them. Okay, so use your intuition, and I will put the timestamp for the pick in the description box and in the pinned comment below. It will take you directly to that timestamp, and I will see you at your pick. Hello, beautiful angels. You guys picked the moonstone wand here for your pick, and we're looking at your situation and exact steps on how to navigate through this situation. So like I mentioned in the intro, we're not necessarily looking at what the challenge is per se, although it might come up for context. We're more looking at what exact steps are you needing to take in your current situation. And you're wanting some guidance, some advice from spirit on how to proceed. All right, so I do ask you to use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether this messaging is right for you. As usual, this is generally done through the card layout because there's a lot of signs, symbols, synchronicities that might appear here. Okay, so if you're working on strengthening your intuition, that's certainly the best way to do it. If you want to jump straight away to your messaging, I will put a timestamp to the channeling of this pile, and you can certainly skip ahead, although I can't promise you that channeling doesn't start as I start laying these out, because sometimes it does. So I will leave that with you, and let's get into pile number 1. So we have fun, stop. When was the last time you had fun? When was the last time you took a chance and did something silly, something totally unlike you, something just for the joy of it? It's long overdue for you to let go of your analytical mind and give yourself, your soul, permission to have fun. Okay, you're like, I'm tapping out. Have fun. How's this going to solve my problem? Let's get into it. It's funny because So when people tell me to lighten up or just relax or have fun or enjoy myself, it's like, if you're tormented and challenged and struggling, how could you have fun, right? Okay, but I am getting a different energy sort of from this. So we have truth. Okay, let's keep going. We have separation, card number 70 or number 7. And we have lead, card number 20. Where should we put this? I don't want to cover that. Let's put that like this. And we have the empty room, card number 42 or the number 6. We have the musician with inspiration and gratitude. And we have service. All right. And we have gratitude. Look at that. Gratitude coming up twice. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. Beautiful. And we have honesty and we have truth. Very synchronistic. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. And we have surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in your relationships. Practice expressing your needs. And remember that no is a complete sentence. We have fill your cup with 26 or the number 8. Fill your cup. Okay. And we have rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time, 49 or the number 13. And we have listen. You're being asked to listen to your inner voice. It's been guiding you to do something or say something. And it's time to act on its wisdom. Let's put that there. And we have 50, no place like home. And we have file with mystery, strangeness, and transformation. We had 13 coming out, which is all about transformation because it is the death card in the tarot. Scorpio energy coming through. Okay, and we have a fearful world with 69. And we have the doll with number 11. 11 is all about divine inspiration. It's about synchronicities. It's also the encouragement to keep going. The doll could certainly represent childhood, inner child. It can also represent having fun, being more innocent. It could mean the start of something here. Spirit, heartache over what you no longer have. Okay, so it's getting really hot in here. I'm going to go turn the air conditioner on, and I'm going to be right back, and then we'll start channeling your message. Give me a moment. All right, gorgeous angels, pile 1. I had to open the door, so if it gets loud, I'm going to have to close it again. But yeah, let me sit here with your energy to see what this is, and then we will start the channeling. Okay. It is getting loud out there. I'm going to close the door again, but I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Open the door, close the door, open the door, close the door. Okay. Could certainly be your energy coming through here, you know, like an uncertainty, feeling uncertain, you know, and discomfort here because it's too hot. And then it was like, but with the door open, it's too loud. And it just seemed like I was having a very hard time getting in the mood of something here. So I'm picking up that, like I said in the intro and in the beginning, I'm not going to go so much into what the issue is, although some of it is coming through here. More so the exact steps and what you're supposed to be doing to kind of navigate your way through this. I feel as though there's been a disappointment here, you know, a loss, and with the separation and the heartache over what you no longer have, something that's been disappointing. And so I feel like this is a period of transformation for you, a period from one point in time in which you've experienced potentially a lot of lessons, potentially it came with a lot of hurts, but I feel like there's been a lot of lessons and a lot of benefit into what you've experienced. Okay, and so I feel like there's a lot more positive than there is negative in that situation, although that does come, like I said, with some disappointment and pain here. I feel like you almost feel like it was all for nothing, or what was it all for, or I have nothing to show for this experience, or nothing's resulted of this, and now I'm kind of left with nothing, back to the drawing board, and we're feeling alone or empty or detached, or like we have nothing and except for the pain, right? And so we might be seeing this very black and white, like, yes, we experienced something that might have been disappointing, and now we're not sure, how to navigate from here. And so I feel like the messaging here from Spirit is that whatever you did experience was certainly as you were to experience it. It was to give you an understanding of something greater. Okay, and I feel you have learned, if you really sit there and peel back the layers from that experience, things that will benefit you for sure. And although we don't know completely where that situation of the past is headed, whether it's completely signed, sealed, and delivered and closed, we won't know for sure. Okay, and for some of you guys, I'm getting that that is a phase in that whatever situation that had to be experienced in order for there to be a new phase. Could be a new phase in that new development in that situation. It could be that that whole situation is over and now there's a new sort of beginning here in preparing you for something bigger, better, greater. Okay, but whatever it is, the bigger, better, greater is coming in, either through this situation morphing or through your experience of what you learned in that, closing the chapter and moving forward, whichever one resonates for you. So now we're looking at what you're being guided to do here. And I feel like the guidance here is to sit with what it is that you've experienced and learned and really sit with the positives of that. Okay, so it doesn't mean ignore the pain. It doesn't mean pretend like whatever happened that might feel disappointing and hurt is not there, but sit with the parts of what you've experienced and really reflect on that on a very deep level of what you've learned, what you've gained, because that is the part that's being pulled to this next phase. So if you are to make headway in this next phase of your life, in this situation that may present itself, it is requiring you to integrate the lessons, to integrate the mindset that you're going to foster and develop here from the experience that you had. So we're pulling, we're kind of trying to be an optimist here and see all the positives, because I do feel there's a lot of positives here that we might not be welcoming and seeing as this experience. And I feel like this will bring gratitude and joy to your heart, and it will allow you to feel more light, and it will allow you to loosen up a little bit here so that the energy can flow. And so this situation that might be feeling stuck, heavy, sad, and very like finalized, I don't feel is as finalized maybe as it seems. So we might have felt a severe loss, in a separation or a breakup or a loss here. And I feel it's a temporary. I feel like there's this transient energy, and I'm not giving you false hope saying, oh, it's temporary, you lost your job and they're gonna call you back to do the exact same thing. I'm saying that the pain here of you losing that job or that relationship or whatever is temporary, because there is this next fulfilling thing that's right around the corner. And at this point in time is just a transient time here in which you're going from one phase to another. And so if this is, a loss of a job, it's because this was preparing you for this bigger, better job that's right around the corner, and if this was in a connection that seems like it's finalized and over, it could be that this lesson was needing to be learned in order to strengthen an existing relationship or to prepare you for what it is that you're really sort of welcoming into your next phase here. So I feel like there's a lot of energy you're hanging on to that is anticipating the worst, or hanging on to what you've experienced that's been bad, you know, and it's okay to feel those feelings, but to flesh them out so that we can then also sit with the feelings of discovery and gratitude and what we've learned, and because those are equally as truthful, you know. And although we can't control anyone else or how a situation goes external, we can only really have control over ourselves and our energy that we output. So if we choose to stick to the pain, if we choose to only see the suffering, if we choose to be sad, if we choose to see what didn't work and only that, then the energy sits there. And Spirit is saying that, yes, there was a lot of this, but there is also, I feel here from what I see, more benefit. You know, more benefit. It's like, let's use the job thing, for example. It's like, yeah, but I can now put that I did this, this, and this on my resume that I didn't have before this job. And I've met A, B, and C, and D at this workplace that, and I now have a lifetime of relationship. And now I have this reference from my boss that, you know, I don't know, that worked well with me, or that's going to connect me with a different group of people that I might find a better job more suited for me. Or now I'm going to align myself with a job that isn't as far away and, you know, has better hours for me or allows me to be free on the weekends. Like, I feel like there is benefit here to whatever is sort of falling off, you know, like whatever is falling off is something that you didn't need anyway. I feel like whatever was falling off here was something that was supposed to go anyway. It was organically falling off so that the joy could be pulled and things could get aligned, you know. And I don't know that you're seeing it this way, that the things falling off were not needed, that the things falling off were heavy, that the things falling off you might be marrying the things falling off to the actual thing itself. And so because the things falling off you don't need, you're thinking that the thing itself is kind of gone forever with it. And Spirit is saying the thing itself, the valuable thing here, isn't gone. Okay, like, yes, maybe that specific job or that specific person could be, you know, and in some cases maybe not. It's just the bad of that job's falling away, or the bad within that relationship is falling away, or the, you know, like whatever it is being realigned and tweaked here. So I don't think you see it because obviously we're not privy to why the universe is doing what it's doing, but I think it's causing you a lot of stress here. And so this is coming clear as this message, which I'm surprised, because generally Spirit wants us to sort of navigate through this, you know, trusting in the universe in some way here. But I feel like maybe you did trust, you know, and I feel you did trust, and it led you to experiencing disappointment. And so maybe there's some hesitation in, what can I trust, you know, can I trust the universe? And so I feel like by you sort of supporting yourself for a brief period of time will allow things to shift in a way that I feel like you won't feel so alone here, that you will shift the energy here to get all the support you need. But I feel like if you're needing support and love and this sort of an energy to be given to you, I feel like you're being asked to put it out into the world, you know, with this service here. So if you can go give of yourself in another situation here, do this temporarily, it'll make you feel better, you know, rather than be removed and shut out and looked at what didn't work. It's like, okay, well, I can still give love, I can still be supportive and helping to other people who might be going through whatever challenges they're going through, you know, and sort of work with that. But I feel like this energy is a prime time for you right now. Like, I really feel like you're about to manifest something great here, okay? Like, the energy is primed, but Spirit is really showing, like, your energy is really dictating this. So if we hang on to the pain, the suffering, and what didn't work for longer than we need to be, we're kind of getting in the way of things sort of shifting here. And so there's a need for this point in time for you to really focus on what is positive, you know. And this doesn't mean toxic positivity, right? Everything's fine, I'm perfectly fine. This is, what really did I learn? What really was beneficial of this? What really can I take away from this? What could still happen here that I'm just automatically writing off as something that's been lost or that I can never attain again? Is there still a possibility of something better, greater, this changing or something, you know? Because I think in your mindset, you might have just experienced big disappointment, and now there's this fear of loss, or that it's finalized in some way here. And so you're being asked to support yourself, step into your power here for a temporary point in time. And so I feel like even with this listen, it's like, listen to all of it, you know, because I feel like we're being selective. We're listening to what didn't work and the pain, which is truthful. It's a truthful experience here, but there's also a side of this I feel that is beneficial here to you, that you might have just been more focused on, you know, the glass being half empty sort of thing. And so shifting of the energy, though, is key here, and this is what you're asked to do. So if you can, you know, with this playing of the guitar here, like, I don't know if you're a musician, but if you do have enjoyment in going to concerts, playing music, or going to, I don't know, perform or do something in entertainment, or have fun with your friends, or go provide service to other people who are in need, you know, volunteer at some place, or do something here to shift the energy, is what I'm seeing, because I think you will start to loosen up in some way to be in a more comfortable energy for things to shift, because this transition period seems very pivotal right now. And so your energy and where it sits is going to be very important here in what you're going to create. And so because you want it to be a workable slate here, you want to be very conscious of your thoughts, conscious of this, okay? Because I feel like you feel empty-handed. I feel like you feel whatever situation here has left you with nothing almost, you know, but I don't feel it's true. I feel this is a very sort of black and white way of seeing it. And I feel like even with the number 20 here and the number 2 is all about duality as well. And I feel like it is a very fixed sort of way of seeing either it's bad or good, you know, and nothing really is bad or good, you know. It's an experience here, and we can always take away what was beneficial and what's helped us in some way. So I feel like whatever this thing that you're separated from, or that's removed itself for however long a period of time in order for those things to transform here, I feel like it wasn't the final resting place anyway. You know, it was a transient, temporary sort of energy here. So it was something that needed to be worked on. You know, at the number 5, that's all about rebuilding and stability and planning. So I feel like there's still things ironing out. There's still things that are needing to be laid. So I feel like you're sort of suspended here. You know, as there's construction, I'm seeing construction below, and your permanent structure, your permanent home, your stability, or something greater, bigger, better, more solid, more fixed is being constructed. And so when something's being constructed, we're kind of kicked out of our home, and where do we go? You know, we cannot sit out in the rain, you know, without shelter and crying, looking at the construction, saying it's going to be 6 months, but we know that the home is being built. So we go and we, I don't know, stay in a hotel, we go stay in a cabin, we go have fun while the home is being built. You know, like, there's no need for you to stay out in the rain. There's no need for you to suffer. You just sit and enjoy this little temporary spot here in the cabin in the sky while your home is being built, is kind of what I see, because the home is being built. So there's really nothing for you to do in regards to the thing here that I feel is going to bring you your manifestation and your happiness. I feel like the thing for you to do here is to monitor and be very present and in the moment during this period of transformation where construction's happening, or the rebuild's happening, or this transient energy that's going to go from one to another here is like really needing you to be workable, but also in an energy here that isn't going to bring a heaviness to that energy that might impact how things manifest. Okay, I hope this made sense. So we're going to pull some tarot just to, I don't know, confirm or see anything specific here that Spirit wants to communicate, because we're asking for exact steps. Exact steps here. This is too many, but we will pull the one that revealed itself, the Moon in reverse. We'll ask Spirit for exact steps here for pile 1. And what exact steps can pile number 1 take here to help navigate through this challenging situation right here, right now, Spirit? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of beautiful pile 1. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Thank you so much, Pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed, so grateful to be here. And I do realize you guys have a lot of readers you guys can go listen to. And so I am very blessed that you are here with me and allowing me to do your reading. All right, so Moon is Cancer, Pisces energy. It's in reverse. We have Queen of Cups, more Cancer, more Pisces, and Scorpio, which we were picking up with the number 13 and the transformation. So lots of water energy. So I feel like something is very emotional here. And the Moon is all about the emotions. So I feel like we're really in the weeds of it emotionally. You know, like it might have just happened, like the separation, the breakup, the thing, you know, we're right in the weeds emotionally of it, so that we're seeing it from a very emotional perspective, which is fine, you know, but I think this is like a reality check to kind of do a pulse check. Where are we at? Like, you know, where are we at? Like, take a step back here and see and monitor your own emotions and say, am I so emotionally wrapped up in the feels of what didn't work? But there's a bigger picture here I can see of the situation. And so I feel like we're needing just to detach from putting our whole emotion onto one fixed thought, you know, of what didn't work, and put that same passion and emotion in all pieces of this experience. Okay, because I feel like you are very loving, and I feel like you want to yeah, like I feel there's a very beautiful loving energy here. Like you want to be able to give, receive love, and have this beautiful energy of flowing, right? Like you don't want to dismiss your emotions. And so I feel like you're really led by your emotions here in a way here that is very much a way that could go in any direction that you navigate it to be. You know, if you put too many emotions into one sort of aspect, then it becomes very heavy. So you can control here with you, or sorry, this one, you being able to control where you put your emotions here is something that's controllable by you. And we have intuition as well. And the intuition is us knowing, you know, us knowing maybe not how exactly, but knowing that if we give love, if we're honest, truthful, that the universe will deliver. This is our intuition. You know, we know this. We know that if we're honest and loving and giving and truthful with our emotions, that the universe will align us with the best thing here. Although sometimes it might not feel very good, and sometimes we might feel like we're, you know, up in the air. And that's okay. But know that this too shall pass. Okay, this too shall pass. Perseverance, yes, that's totally it. And we were getting that, you know, the encouragement to keep going with the number 11. Perseverance, like sometimes it's down, you know, and we might experience it as pain and suffering, but let's not see it as something finalized, because I feel like whatever this is that you've invested in or been giving to, I feel like it just didn't produce yet, you know, it didn't produce the thing yet. You didn't get to the master manifestation of all your efforts. And so instead of just saying what's never going to happen, you know, because of a hiccup, or, and this, I'm not downplaying it, it certainly could feel more than a hiccup, but I feel once this passes, you're going to look at this as it was a hiccup, as it was just part of the process, as it was something that needed to fall off and get realigned here, and that there's something better getting aligned. Like this is part of the steps. Now I'm also picking up the chakras here. Okay, these are the colors of the chakras, and that is the third pile, because for the third pile we had the chakra stone. So a lot of you guys could resonate with the third pile. A lot of my piles are interconnected here, and I know sometimes the readings are long, and I'm not trying to make you, you know, spend your whole day here, but if you resonate with a lot of my readings, you'll find that a lot of it is interconnected. So there certainly could be a message in pile 3, and I haven't recorded it. I have no idea if it's tied, not tied, or whatever. Sometimes we get other energies involved in the situation, different perspectives and messages that you're needing to hear that might help navigate. Okay, so 7 Pentacles. We feel like we give and give, or put energy, time, dedication, and we're like, when? Like nothing's happened, like it's disappointing, like should I just give up? And that sort of an energy, you know, and Spirit is saying monitor your emotions. Are we just feeling out of frustration? You know, are we just seeing what's happening right now in the moment as something that has happened, but that there's bigger picture and other things that might happen that we're not seeing just yet? So not to let it break us, you know, break our spirit. Don't let it break your spirit. So we have High Priestess, intuition coming through again, Pisces energy. So I feel like there's a beautiful energy that you do connect with. Okay, and I feel like maybe this is a reality check of tap back into this intuition, because if we've been sucked into something emotionally, we forget about our intuition, you know. So Spirit's reminding you, hey, pile one, like you are highly intuitive, you know there's something better, greater for you. Are you wrapped up in your emotions so much that it's pulling you out of your intuition? Because your intuition knows that when you give to something, you know, out of a genuine heartfelt place, out of compassion, it has no other choice but to give back to you. The universe will give back to you. You know, it might not be in the exact same way or how you suspect it to be, but the universe gives back tenfold in a different way that the universe can make happen here for you. Okay, and I think you know this. And so we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, and it says power. Yeah, like again, I'm getting that picture of that stability, of that home being built down here while you're up in the air. I feel like something's up in the air, you know, and for you it might be finalized, like, fuck, I don't want to live in this floaty house here forever. Like, I was waiting for my construction and my solid home down in the ground where I could feel secure, and now I'm like getting seasick up here, thinking that I'm forever going to have to be up here suspended. And, you know, I feel like this was part of the problem. Meanwhile, the universe is saying intuitively, like, trust that this is temporary. Trust that whatever it is here that you were looking for is coming. But I feel like potentially timing could be an option here, that, or a reason why things haven't been aligned just yet. Because maybe this wasn't the time for it to secure. Maybe this wasn't the thing that was going to produce the long-term stability. You know, like if we were rushing the construction and the people who were building it had shoddy materials and we just wanted to get down from here, they would have built something on the floor that could have been blown away. And so we have to trust that whatever is being built here, that the construction people, I don't know why there's so much construction analogy here. Maybe you're in construction, maybe you're a builder. Maybe this is all about foundation and stability, you know, and so I feel like you feel like your foundation's been rocked, is what I feel here. Yeah, and lead foundation, like something solid, and now it's like you're drifting, you're empty, you're feeling like there is no stability, you're up in the air about something. But I feel it's very temporary. The house is being built, you know, and if stability is very important to you, trust with your intuition that something stable is being built. Okay, the tower, yeah, it's like, this is perfect analogy, because the tower is always about the shoddy foundation comes tumbling down. When you build it all fast on lies, things that can't sustain, you know, it falls down. So we have to do the right process in order for the right foundation to be built. And so, like I said, sometimes you used to have to stay in the hotel while things are being rebuilt, you know, so that they are proper. You don't want them to say, okay, fine, here's your rebuilt stability, and it's all built on shaky ground. So something had to fall down. And so I feel like you might have wanted to hang on to the shoddy thing as a safety net of at least having some sort of false security. I don't know if this was reversed or if I just reversed it. I feel it's reversed because I feel like you're hanging on to some shoddy thing here. You know, and the shoddy thing is needing to, again, like I said, the shoddy things of that situation need to fall away in order for the real deal to sort of be built upon. The universe in reverse. Yes, not over. Whatever this thing is, okay? Because I feel like you feel like, oh my God, it's like finalized, it's over, it's like this black and white way of seeing something. This is the world in reverse. It's like, it's not final. There's still closure. Things are still closing out. And so I feel like it's in reverse. It's like things are closing, but I feel like the things that are closing are the things that need to go. So we can breathe, you know, let's breathe, and let's be rest assured here that let's take away the things that are good. Like, yeah, this is a good thing, you know, that all the shitty things are falling away, the things that made me stressed, the things that weren't working, the things that were annoying to me. I'm going to stay in this little brief hotel while the stability works itself out, because it's not over. But the thing that is over, because this is all about a successful ending, closing of something, like completely, like a closing of a chapter, so we can write a new book. So the new book is being written, because I don't think you want to remain in the same book in another chapter and continue that. I think you want a whole new book. You want to close that book, you know, but the new book is something that you want it to be successful, that doesn't carry the same sort of pains. And so I feel like the book isn't closed because I feel like the same sort of characters are coming through here, but the story is going to be a different sort of story altogether, you know, potentially the sequel of something here, okay? But I feel like something false is falling away, and so you're just being asked to monitor, you know, your sort of intention and your energy here. And yeah, your intention should always be one of, am I loving, giving, kind to myself? And am I seeing the benefits of the situation here, you know, that I might be not seeing because it's been painful, or that I'm really in the weeds of something here. But there's something more permanent that will come of this experience, although temporarily it might feel uneasy. It might feel uneasy here, you know, especially if you are one that really likes the solid security, stability of something, and the for sure of something, and something's not really for sure. It's up in the air, you know, it causes uneasiness here. But trust that the truth is coming forward here, you know, it will come forward. And so there's a need for you to really be in tune with the intuition, with the listen here. It'll provide some ease rather than anxiety here with the fearful world. So I'm seeing the chakras here again. Pile 3 is coming through. So let's pull some guidance here. Okay, some guidance, although there's been lots of guidance given here. And just kind of as a final here for pile 1, Spirit, what are they needing to know? Advice, guidance, final message here for beautiful pile 1, who is having a difficult time sort of sitting in that limbo state. So we have progress, yeah, each day. As I recognize the divine within me, I progress further along the path of my spirit. Today, I respect my needs, observe what happens within, and do my best to maintain a positive attitude. I have faith in my inner strengths and capabilities. I grow and improve every day. Today, God's opinion of me is the only opinion that matters. So it's touching on, there's progress being made here. You probably don't see it because it's probably in a low period. And also you can only control what's going on within you. Also to keep a positive mindset here. Again, not toxic positivity and trying to convince yourself, but really truthfully seeing parts of this that are beneficial to you, because there is a lot of benefits here to you saying, hey, like what didn't work will fall away. Is that not a good thing, you know? And to observe every day, you know, as a new day, a new beginning of you sort of making progress towards the thing that you do want, because it is happening for you. Monitor your energy. Okay, pile number 1. So we have together in the light. I give thanks for all who enter my life. I understand we are all exactly who and where we are supposed to be. Yes, and everyone contributes to each other's personal growth. Every reaction someone draws from me is a gift from their soul to mine, meant to help free me from my inner conflicts today. By focusing on my own development rather than others' faults, I become one with the divine. Oh my gosh, this is such beautiful energy. Someone's disappointed you. The external thing didn't work. So we're like, that didn't work. It's this and this and this. But rather we're from the inside out saying, what have I learned? What has this given to me? Can I be grateful for this thing and this lesson? You know, and this personal growth that I have brings me closer to myself and really makes me appreciate what it was that I experienced in that thing, you know. And so I develop better and I can work with others better, and I could let disappointments go, you know, because I know it will evolve, because disappointments don't hang in the wings forever. They fall off, they transform, they change, you know. And so this is like transmuting energy with together in the light, taking the darkness, transmuting it into light, positive light, you know, not fake light, but taking the pain, the experience, and saying, I could see this as a negative. I could see this as something that I'm blaming or something that's bad, or I could see it as an experience that I've learned, that I could take, that's now past, that I've experienced from, and can now use this as fuel for something else that I know can turn into something better for me, because I've learned from it. You know, I've learned how to now navigate. I now know that I can't control other people, and now I know how to engage in this sort of an energy, which is a blessing, because now I'm no longer suffering. I'm no longer repeating a pain or a way to react, you know, because my reaction is something I can control, and I'm aware of it. I'm not acting out of subconscious. I'm now very present and in the moment when this happens again, because some situation or someone might disappoint again, but it might not be a disappointment ever again once we recognize that it might never have been a disappointment. It might just be a blessing. It might just be a lesson. It might just be a phase. Okay, so pile 1, that's your message. I love you very much. I hope this helped you, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, hello, beautiful blessed angels. Pile number 2, you guys picked the pink opalite, which I absolutely love. Love the stones for today's picks, and we're looking at your situation and how are you supposed to navigate through this. So I'm assuming it's a challenging situation and you're not quite sure, like, what should you do? You know, should you do anything at all? And this is guidance from Spirit, step by step. Exactly what are you supposed to do to navigate through this the best way forward? Okay, so I do ask you use your intuition, what it is you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether this pile is right for you. Sometimes some messages might come through very pointed, specific, and it could be for someone else as confirmation. Leave those, okay, if it doesn't resonate, but the overall sort of energy should match. And because we're more looking at what you're supposed to do, I don't want to get too much in the weeds of what the problem is so much, unless, of course, it comes through when we're needing to resolve. It is more the step-by-step sort of process you're needing to have a win here in whatever this situation is, okay? So let's take a look at this energy. Like I say, use your intuition over mine, and the best way is to sit throughout this card layout to strengthen your intuition. But if you want to go straight away to the channeling, I will put a timestamp. It will take you directly to the reading. You can go ahead and skip there, all right? So we have growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Wow, beautiful energy. Happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Wow. The void, 42, or the number 6. And we have the eternal child, number 4. Okay. And I have the guide, inheritance and correction. Ringing a bell. Look at all these keys falling. Inheritance and correction, okay? And we have the dancer, self-expression and strength. Okay, I'm seeing lots of hands. It might be asking you to do something, to actually take physical action, but we'll see. This one's ringing a bell, this one's waving ribbons, and this one is just kind of there holding this. Okay. There is a message coming through here. I don't know if some of you guys smoke herb, but there's like smoking here coming through. That's interesting. Okay, and then we have more green coming through. Victim with this acorn. So the acorns, you know, are symbolic of the length of time it takes to plant that to grow into an oak tree here. We see the oak leaves. Green is the heart chakra, which is green ray. We have the dragon and the squirrel. Victim. Okay. Let's keep going. We have surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. All right. And then we have number 5 with uncovering. Uncovering. Okay. And flamingo spirit, embrace the in-between, 26, or the number 8. And we have nightingale spirit, love is all around, 41. So 41 and 42, numbers in sequence here. Love is all around, okay. I don't want to hide this. I'll keep it like that. Hopefully you guys can see all my beautiful stones here, and I don't want to move them. Perfect. We have come to the edge, number 36, or the number 9. Like that. And we have perfume, vanity, deception, and performativity. And we have self-mastery. Wow, look at that beautiful card. I see star here. Stars give me Aquarius energy. All the green is giving me Earth, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. And we have hello from heaven. Your loved ones in the spirit world want to connect with you as much as you want to connect with them. They know you've been thinking of them, and they're sending you signs and symbols to show you how much they love you, to prove they're with you at this time. Wow. Beautiful butterfly. Here we have a dragonfly, some feathers, and we have make-believe, rat, and a cloud. Someone making glasses here. And we have the dog, 14, or the number 5. 14 is the temperance in the tarot, all about balance and healing. Dog's about friendship, loyalty. And we have the ear, good news. Okay. And we have surrender. You're being asked to let go of your need to control each part of your life and surrender to the universe. Control is an illusion. We did see the dragonfly about illusion. And it's exhausting to try to hold on to it. Let it go and allow yourself to enjoy the relief that comes from doing so. Okie dokie. So let me sit here with this energy. You can skip ahead to the main reading while I sit here and see what comes through. Okay. Beautiful. Hello from heaven. So you're not alone. Pile number 1. For one, there's someone who comes through, and this is beautiful because I've started seeing this in my readings. I think it might be for a new subscriber because it seems to be hanging around here in the last few readings. And I know I've added some new subscribers here. I feel like there's someone from heaven that keeps coming through and busting in these readings, which is beautiful, but is like, hey, I'm here, like supporting you. So I don't know, there's someone here, I feel viewer-wise, that you might really sort of want the buy-in or the respect or the clarity to come from someone who's crossed over. I don't know, family member, someone who means something to you, or maybe it's just your spirit guide team. But I feel like it's someone who you're connected with here, that you hold their opinion very valuable, you know, or at least they are really, really protective of you because they keep coming in here and busting into these readings to give you assurance. And so I feel like this is smack dab here to say, hey, pile number 2, you're not alone here. You're not alone, and you might feel like you're suffering and like things aren't coming together, and there might be like a disappointment here in where you're sort of headed because you're not seeing the manifestations here. And this reassurance here is that things are being corrected, that there is a shift here in positivity and things sort of lining up that you're not quite seeing, because I feel like there's a loyal situation or a loyal thing to you that cannot, I'm hearing it cannot disappear, or it cannot be anything other than what it is. Okay, and what it is I feel like is some blessing for you that is meant for you specifically, okay, and that it is therefore you're taking. But because you're not experiencing it just yet, you know, because you're feeling sort of like you haven't uncovered what it is, or haven't touched it, haven't sort of made it official or confirmed. There's a lot of anxiety in some way here, but there is a message here of this being much needed in order for you to grow and learn. Why the manifestation hasn't happened yet is because this period of time where you don't have it isn't to make you suffer, isn't to make you, you know, like, suffer. And because you've done something wrong and because you don't deserve it. It's quite the opposite. It's because you deserve to grow and to learn from a period of where things are challenging, to stretch as an individual and grow in your spirituality, because you are a being here that is capable of growing in your spirituality, is capable of suffering in a way that pushes you outside of your comfort zone so you can grow, so you can learn about coming out of a scarcity mindset and being faithful to the divine having trust in whatever it is that you don't see right in front of you. Because I feel like in order for us to find true happiness, be at peace, we cannot depend on external things. We cannot attach to external things. And yes, external things make us happy. And everyone deserves to have happiness come into their world. But I feel like the major thing here is true happiness and peace that this person is confirming here for you, or this, I call it person because I do feel it is someone who's crossed over, but this energy from the other side confirming is the most important thing here isn't you getting your manifestation. Because if you got it, you'd be done and happy in that moment, but then the pain, the suffering, and there would be no growth. And so the confirmation here is the pain happens, but we don't have to see it as pain. We could see it as an experience that's happening so that we can grow, so that we learn this other side of us, that, hey, we are stronger. Hey, we can be without certain people, certain things, and still find happiness and still find it within ourselves to become this strong person and look back on ourselves and say, hey, I am strong. I am beautiful. I am full and fulfilled without these things. And I never felt this way, or I never thought I could do it without, or I never experience this within myself. And so we start to build our confidence, and we start to expand in our spirituality, and we start to master ourselves, whether things are there or not there, manifested, not manifested, whether our eyes are closed or open. It's like we're loyal to ourselves, to our spirituality, to our ability to find happiness and peace regardless of what's going on. Okay, and so this is why it's happening. And it's not like the universe is saying you must suffer in order for you to then tip the scales to then get something beneficial. It's like, no, you must experience growth in order to have growth, because growth doesn't just happen. You don't just grow because there's a switch. Growth happens when we go through an experience that makes us grow, that pushes us outside of our comfort zone, that makes us sort of learn it and understand it because we've experienced it. We didn't get the thing. We had to suffer. We were without. We had to find it within ourselves. We had to pick ourselves up. We had to go through a test of endurance. And so if we see it as, fuck, the universe hates me, I'm never going to get what I want, everything sucks, not that that's what you're saying, but if that's sort of in that mindset, we're a victim. The universe doesn't want to give me whatever it wants. And meanwhile, the universe is saying, hey, no, like, this is a blessing. This is a blessing. The longer you're sort of going through this lesson, the more on the other side you're going to grow as an individual spiritually, and your self-mastery here of yourself, because I feel like there's something here you're really learning, and something here you're really healing from within you, and so I feel like there's also the message here coming through that you are going to get what it is that you want. Okay, you are, and it's not like it's dangling it in front of you to sort of taunt you in some way, but I feel like you feel without it. I feel you feel lonely. I feel you feel disappointed. I feel you feel empty-handed, and like the universe doesn't have it for you. And meanwhile, it's like, no, it's there for you, and this beautiful love is all around. It's like, listen to the music being played around you. Like, really peel back the, look at this. Oh my goodness, I'm getting goosebumps. Peel back the victim eyes, okay? And really see with your eyes, like, what a blessing. Like, what a blessing here that you're going through something that's giving you this growth that not everyone goes through. That at the end of it, you're going to find happiness that you picked up from yourself, because you're actually seeing beyond what's happening here in the superficial. You're seeing beyond the thing that didn't work, in the matrix world for, a ham sandwich. Because there's something greater here that you're going to experience for the long term, that you're going to find peace, till you're, I don't know, like for your whole lifetime. Like, you don't need to relearn this thing. And I'm not saying everything's going to be peaceful and blissful forever, but the lesson you learned is something you can't unlearn. You carry it with you. It's like, once you know, you don't have to attach yourself to external things to make you happy, that you find it within self, to sit without and still be blessed, and still see through that, to be grateful, to be happy. It's like you can find that always. You can always tap into that. It doesn't depend on anyone else. It doesn't depend on your external circumstance. It doesn't depend if you have that person, that job, that car, that thing. Okay, so I feel like something's really annoying here, and we're looking at the annoyance. Scarcity mindset. It didn't work. This thing's annoying. Why isn't it better? Woe is me. Instead of, this is annoying, but there's so much out there. This is annoying, and I'm getting this beautiful lesson of being annoyed, because out of me I pull this beautiful energy that I didn't know was in me, that I had to experience. So this is an in-between period where we learn, where we're stretched, where we're pulled, but then at the end we're a master of self. And so this void is very awkward to navigate, but I feel like the good news here is whatever this thing is, I feel is loyal to you and you're loyal to it. It's not going anywhere. And spirit is coming through here with this beautiful surrender, because the more we attach to the external thing, the more we feel disappointed and victim. But the more we say, you know what, there's love for everything and everyone, and nothing external is going to dictate my happiness and my value, I surrender, because I know that the universe is just blessing me with whatever's meant for me is going to come to me. Whatever's meant for me, it doesn't weigh a thing. And whatever is meant for me, I don't have to fight, hang on to, think that it's going to go. It comes to me. And I just need to surrender and believe this. And then it comes to you. But we need to learn this. Hard to learn this, hard to trust, but this is the faith we have in letting go and letting God. But I feel like there's still ego here, and the ego is thinking that an external attachment is going to bring the happiness, and it may temporarily, like I say, for a ham sandwich, and then what happens after that? And then we're on to the next person, thing, job that makes us happy because this one did this and that one did that, or it's like a peak fulfillment. Meanwhile, when we find it within, it's a constant peace, happiness. That's the true growth. Okay, we find it from within, self-expression, strength. We find the courage from within out, and then we control the outside in a way here that manifests what we want to see by the internal vision of what we want to see, and then it starts to unfold in front of us. It doesn't come from the outside in. Okay, so I feel like, we're uncovering this beautiful lesson, but I feel like we might be digging and looking for it, and it's like, no, there's no need to look. You already know what you want. It's coming to you. Trust in the universe. Don't feel victim right now because it's not in front of you. Find a way to pull from within you something that you are happy and grateful for. This lesson, your beautiful life, your beautiful pillow, your beautiful legs, your beautiful feet. Things are correcting itself here, okay? And specifically correcting in regards to how you've been navigating your own spirit, because you've been potentially in ego. Potentially you've been looking to external things. Potentially you have a mindset of scarcity at times. We all do at times. Especially if we're going to lose something, especially if we really want something and it's not in our hands. We have scarcity. This is the only one I want. This is the only thing that could make me happy. This is it. And why is it not here? Nothing else is going to make me happy. Meanwhile, this is ego. Yes, something is going to make you happy. Where? The internal thing here. So we need to see, with the eyes that see, not with the ego eyes, where we see through the clouds, the thing that's confusing us. Not to be the victim here. So I feel like, and with the guide here in this hello from heaven, like you're being totally guided here. Like whoever this is, this energy totally is by your side. Like you're not alone. You're being guided here. And you will see very clearly, I feel here. Because I feel you can't see right now. Like eyes closed. And this bell is like seen clearly, like as clear as a bell. Like you will see. Don't you worry. This is just an in-between period. Okay, so let's see. You're not being tricked, because I feel like some of you guys might feel you're being tricked here, by the universe or by this thing, and you don't want to be deceived. No, you're not being deceived. Whatever this is loyal. It's happening for a reason. Allow it to flow. Surrender here. No need to hang on to or force or clutch and feel like there's scarcity. Trust, trust, trust. Okay, so let's see. Spirit, clear and concise message for beautiful pile number 2. What are they needing to know? Then here, what is the exact steps they're needing to know? Surrender, trust the process. And I know we hate hearing this, but it's being manifested. Check your, are you in victim mindset? Do you know that you're loved? Do you know it's all around you? Do you know you're going to get what you want here? Do you trust in this universe? That's all you need to do. Let's see, Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Thank you so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy. The energy around you at this time. I realize you guys have a lot of readers, and so I am so blessed that you are here listening to me and this reading. I'm so blessed. Thank you so, so much. All right, so exact steps pile number 2 can take here, Spirit. Okay. I don't read bottom of the deck reverse. So, Prince of Swords. This is the Knight of Swords. This is confronting things. Okay, confronting things, truths, no matter how painful, we embrace the truth. Okay, so it's also the quickest knight in the deck, fast moving energy. What do we have? We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. It's this energy. We have the Nine of Swords, fear, a lot of anxiety. And we have the Queen of Swords, independence. So this is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, let's flip them all beforehand. Death, Scorpio energy. And we have the Eight of Cups, retreat. And we have the Ace of Pentacles with wealth in the reverse. And we have Three of Wands, vision. And we have the Three of Pentacles, works. Oh my goodness, you guys are so funny. Sorry, I don't mean to diminish the thing here, but I feel like you have a lot of anxiety and we're really anxious about something here and we don't even need to be. Like, it's like I'm getting this feeling from spirit, like, again, I keep hearing like for a blip, you know, for a blip, things that aren't working. And for you, it might seem like a very intense and long and it didn't work, but it's like the grand scheme of things is a beautiful transformation here in something. You know, and so I feel like what it is here is that you're needing to go through this and confront this and in an honest way and embrace what you need to, surrender what you need to, learn from this experience. You know, I know there's a lot of anxiety, but we don't need to be in our head. We don't need to fear that we cannot, you know, attain the thing we want here and feel discouraged. And so we might feel discouraged at times, and that's human nature, but don't let it get to you that you can't, you know, fulfill the ego's timing, because I feel like something is not coming together in the ego's timing, and so therefore we suffer from it. And once we detach from that expectation of ego, once we get out of the mind, once we experience what we need to experience and connect to that thing I was telling you about to find the inner happiness, the inner growth, the inner thing we need to find to cut ourselves from any attachment that we might be dependent on for our own happiness. That's an experience we have. It's now a greater truth. And so we confront it by surrendering and say, you know what? I will allow the universe to fulfill me. I will not have a scarcity mindset and hang on or believe that I know what's best for me here and when it should happen. I trust that the universe does this. I trust that within me I can find a way to be at peace and find happiness and trust that when I let go that things will come to me. That's the massive spiritual transformation. That's when things really shift here for you. But until you learn this, the universe keeps sort of putting this situation in front of you. You need to learn this to have growth. You know, you're put here on earth here through your own sort of volition of wanting to expand and grow, you know, as a human soul here. And I feel like this is the outcome here. You know, and so I feel like if something is emotionally not working for you, don't cling on to it. Don't believe it's the only way and the only thing and it's the only time. Walk away from it. You know, have a pause and then trust in the universe. And if something's walked away, you know, or something's left or something is no longer around, it's because emotionally it wasn't the thing that was supposed to align. Okay, so I feel like you haven't manifested the thing yet. And what I'm seeing here is you're going to manifest the thing. The thing that it didn't manifest wasn't the time. But the new beginning is coming. It's just not the time. We got to plant the seed. But why the seed doesn't grow is because a seed takes all the things to grow. Watering, sunlight, shade, love, nurturing. And it requires these things. And I feel like the seed's here. And we're like, oh my God, the seed, the seed, the seed. But instead of saying, you know what, I see the seed. I'm going to give the seed what it needs. If I need to surrender now, I will. If I need to give it space, I will. If I need to water at this time, I will. If I need to do something on the side and right now for the seed to get what it needs, I will. And I'm supporting the seed, and eventually the seed grows, 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 and I expand and I move. So this is this thing. It's coming, okay? Whatever this thing is you're manifesting. People are wanting to work with you. There's an ability to collaborate, to build something, create something. You're going to move forward. It expands, it grows, but we got to lay the foundation, the groundwork for this to expand, for this to move. And the only way to do the real groundwork, the universe knows we can't leapfrog over important things. We can't just snap our fingers and get what we want. The universe is saying, well, you want what you want? Great, we want to give it to you. But it doesn't fall from sky. It has to go through a process of you really understanding and experiencing what it takes to get that manifestation And manifestation isn't all hard, that we got to do all these things and jump through hoops, is not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is the understanding of how to get there. Once we get it, it's automatic. Then we start to manifest left, right, and center, because we know that the true manifestation and the happiness is not in a scarcity lack mindset. It's in us knowing our true power. But to get there, we need an experience. And sometimes the experience sucks in the 3D, in the ego, because we only experience it in the ego, in the matrix. But once we break free of that and know that the matrix ego is just mind, that the suffering only happens in the mind, that the attachment we have to that belief is in the mind, that's the suffering. And when we say, I no longer choose to suffer, you know, and I know and I trust that the universe will allow me to have what I want, when it's the right thing at the right time. I just got to trust this, and then it happens. But if I'm hung up with a time and a place and a thing, I'm telling the universe that I think I know. And I think I explained this in another reading, where we think we know what we want, but if we really get what we want from the universe at that moment, sometimes it's not the right thing for us. The universe knows. You know, how many times does it happen where we get something that we thought we wanted? It's like, fuck, this is a headache. Or we took that job and it's like, oh my God, why did I make this move? Why did I do this? You know, or we get into that relationship and that person ends up being like just the worst person or the worst experience. And then the universe gives us this something else, and it's like, ugh, like, I don't know if I want this, or I don't know if I should take this. And then we do, and we uncover the biggest blessing in our life. You know, meeting someone or something that happens that we never suspected, and it becomes the biggest blessing in our life. And I feel like this is what's happening, is like, allow the universe to do its shit. You know, and you're allowed to feel disappointed, you know, but monitor your energy. And that's kind of came through with pile 1, is because if we're sitting and suffering and pain, we sit and suffer in pain, and only you have control of this. Universe isn't saying, hey, pile 2, you have to sit there in your mental prison and your anxiety. You can choose to sit there, or you could choose to turn this completely off, and eventually this will manifest. But if you want to sit there and do this, you know, why are we suffering for no reason? Because the transformation is going to happen. You know, it's going to happen here, and it needs to happen in order for there to be true growth. The universe knows. We can't pretend to have the growth or pretend to convince ourselves that now we're happy just so we can get what we want. It's like, no, we have to truly go through the ringer here in order to learn the lessons, you know, of true surrender, of true happiness, of true experience, independence. Yeah, like trusting that we get to where we want. So you're not alone though. Okay, so if it is hard, someone here on the other side is with you. And I feel like with this dragonfly and these eyes, it's like there is a greater truth here you're not seeing just yet. So don't worry. Do not worry. Don't be all anxious here. Okay, if you're anxious, I get it. I can't say, hey, don't worry about it. Just lighten up. You know, when people say that, we worry some more. It's like, I can't just lighten up. But why are you in your head? Like, have you already thought of every single thing? Okay, now let it go. What's the worrying going to do if you worry about the same thing over and over and over? It's not going to change anything about it. If anything, it's going to keep you in that negative sort of vibration. So you've already gave it all sort of thoughts. You know, you thought about this possible outcome, that one. No, you say, thank you, thought. Thank you so much. You know, I know you worry about me, but let it go. It's not going to fix anything. The universe has your back. It's going to work. So we're going to get some guidance and some advice here for beautiful pile number 2. I do feel one more. I'm not yelling at you guys. I just get very passionate about this sort of thing. Together in the light. Oh my goodness, this came out for pile 1. I give thanks for all who enter my life. I understand we are all exactly who and where we are supposed to be. And everyone contributes to each other's personal growth. Every reaction someone draws from me is a gift from their soul to mine, meant to help free me from my inner conflicts today by focusing on my own development rather than on others' faults. I become one with the divine. So yeah, what can you do within self? Here's all about self-growth, finding the inner light, the inner happiness, the inner peace, not the external to hang on to. Okay. And then we have stand tall and strong. Today I choose to remain positive. I face all of my challenges with strength and courage. I will not be denied or turned away. I do not allow myself to be carried away by negative thoughts. Okay. And stand tall and strong, and live in each moment in joy and peace, leaving my future in God's hands. I believe in life because life believes in me. That's the whole message I've been telling you guys. Okay, beautiful. So let's monitor. Are we in anxiety and anxious thoughts and playing victim here, right? Or can we trust in the divine that things are aligning beautifully for us? A gift from life. Beautiful. Yes. Each day, life offers me abundant proof that the universe loves me. Every day, God sends angels. Oh my goodness, I'm going to cry, to help me. It's angel. Okay. You're guided. You're loved. Today, I will receive an angelic message. It may come from someone with whom I speak or from words that I read. I will listen closely, as this message is divine gift meant to help me make my way in love and maintain my spiritual strength. You guys, look at this. I can't. You guys are loved. Okay? You're being guided here. It's a beautiful message here from your loved one. You're not alone. The universe loves you. It's going to produce here for you. You're getting what you want. And I feel you're so deserving of it. So deserving of it. But this other gift, you might not see it. This gift that you're seeing as suffering and pain and victim and that experience that seems bad or negative, it's actually better than what you could attain here. It's better. It's so much better because this internal gift is one that you will never lose, and you see, you find your growth, your happiness, your spirituality here is something that is expanding your own sense of freedom, liberation, peace, connecting with the universe, trusting in the universe, knowing how to manifest. It's going to forever be something you could carry forward. You just have to be strong in this sort of, you know, like I said, brief moment. But look at this beautiful energy, okay? Someone loves you. I'm sure a lot of people love you, but this person coming through here from the other side, okay? So you're not alone. Pile 2, I love you very much. I hope this helped you, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, beautiful pile 3, gorgeous angels. You guys pick the chakra stone here. Absolutely gorgeous. We're getting into exact steps. What are you needing to do or not to do in regards to your current situation that might be challenging? You're not quite sure how to navigate. And so we're getting guidance from spirit on how to handle this, okay, step by step, right here, right now, what you should or should not to be doing. And I do ask that you use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether the messaging is right for you. Only you can do this. And you can do this throughout the card layout, which is the best time to tap into your intuition, into my intuition, and see what we see. But if you want to jump straight away to your reading, then you can do that. I will put the timestamp below, okay? And because I'm not going so much into the problem situation itself, we are looking at more of the steps to sort of navigate through the situation and the problem. It might be difficult to tell whether this is your pile, so that's why it's important to tap into your intuition. Okay, the overall messaging should be one that resonates with your situation, whatever the circumstance might be. This is the solution. Okay, or at least advice or guidance from spirit on how to navigate. So let's take a look at this, shall we? We have the Raven's Head, number 47, or the number 11. Okay, and we have the Tear, number 52, or the number 7 again. 7 is all about faith, wisdom, reflection, understanding. 7 is also the Chariot in the tarot, which is all about forward movement and victory, finding balance. That is Cancer energy. Okay, and we have the Gambler, loss and risks, with the playing cards here. This is all the suits. Kind of getting Magician out of this. Magician is Virgo and Gemini energy. We have Renewal, with the red ray, which is root chakra energy coming through. We have Success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Okay. Relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. And Surrender to Spirit. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let Spirit work its magic for you. Surrender to creativity. Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. And she's holding up this mirror. Butterflies here. Okie dokie. We have Shadow Magic, number 9. 9 is Hermit energy, all about introspection here, Virgo energy. Shadow Magic. We have Sandpiper Spirit, Be Playful, number 51, or the number 6. We have Soulmates, 41, or number 5. Wowzers. And we have Doll, Childhood, Play, and Naivety. interesting because I sent pile 1 to come over here. So some of you guys might be coming from 1. I don't know how there's a connection, but there was a doll in pile 1. So you might be pulled to 1. If that's the case, there might be. I don't know necessarily if there's a tie in these two, but it was coming through for 1. Creation. Look at that. Look at that. Creation. Okay. And we have trust. Beautiful. And we have ground yourself. Being distracted, unfocused, tired, irritated, and impatient are all signs that you're ungrounded. Now is the time to become centered and allow spirit to help you ground yourself and reconnect with divine source. Surrender to spirits. Okie dokie. And we have ripe fruits, 33. 33 is a master number. It's all about reproduction, creativity, which is coming through with creation. So confirmation here with that. It's also about humor. It's also about Christ consciousness, joy, and finding harmony. Wow. Okay. And then we have the mushroom here, 29, or the number 11. 11, also a master number. Divine inspiration, synchronicity, and the encouragement to keep going. And mushroom certainly can be speaking about the interconnectedness here. Mushroom. Okay. And we have casket, someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. And ask for help. You're being asked to request help from another. You don't need to deal with this issue alone. There are many people who want to help you, but it's up to you to bravely ask for their support. It's a sign of strength to reach out. Do that today. Okay, we don't take words so literal here, but, oh look, surrender to creativity. Yes. Okay. Let me sit with this energy. You can click on the timestamp to take you straight to that channeling. And this might take me just a bit to sort of tap into this energy. I do want to make sure you can see. Yeah, you can see. Okay, I'm just going to sit here with this. Okay. Pile 3. This could be your energy. Certainly could be someone you're dealing with, energy around you. You could be, like I said, connected to 1 in some way. Maybe this is with energy here, but what am I tapping into here? I feel as though, because a lot of you guys do come here for your relationship reading. If you're not looking for a relationship reading, then this might not be your pile, okay? And you could take it into context because we are in relationship with everything and everyone. Like, everything's in a relationship. We're in a relationship with food. We're in a relationship with people. We're in a relationship with, I'm in a relationship with this chair and this wand, okay? So, a relationship. But I do feel as though this is with someone, okay, which is requiring you to take some sort of a risk that you feel you're taking a risk on here in some way. Okay, and why it's a risk is because I feel like something kind of has to come to an end, or you feel like you need to let go of something, or there's a payoff here in some way, and I feel you're uncomfortable. I feel you're uncomfortable here because I feel like there's been pain. Okay, there's been pain here, and so I feel like this is requiring you to do something a little different here. And so we ask for exact steps of what you're needing to do. So there's quite a bit of different things coming through here. Okay, so one is, the number one thing is trust spirit. Because by trusting spirit and your intuition, which spirit sometimes comes through your own intuition here, not the fear. Okay, and the difference we can tell is the fear is immediate, it's urgency, and it wants us to take action and react. It's loud, it causes anxiety in us. That is your fear voice. That comes from within. The intuition and the knowing is quiet, it's safe, it has no rush. Okay, it is not trying to gain or attain or run away or prevent. It's just, it is a thing that it tells you. And so that's the intuition, and the intuition works with spirit, because I feel like you're on a divine path here of something that is meant to happen for you. A relationship here, an experience here with someone or something that's unfolding here in front of you. or that you can't deny, that you're on this path, you're being pulled to this thing with this raven's head here. But I feel like it's in sort of this needing to confront something at the same time. That's the rub of it, and the confront here with the shadow work in this mirror, I think, is illuminating back to you something you might be having a very hard time dealing with or seeing, because it requires you to put an end to something, or because you've suffered some sort of loss here. You're not sure how to risk something, like it requires a risk, and all of these things. If it requires you to risk something, you're being asked to take that risk. If it requires you to end something that's over, it's saying part with it. If it says it feels very painful here to do this, it says sit in that pain. Because I feel like the time is now. Because I feel like something's happening right now. Okay, and when we let ripe fruit here sort of sit, it rots. And so I feel like you're sitting on something, maybe a little too long, but now's the right time. It doesn't say it's rotten just yet. But I'm getting from this mushroom, we see it, it's beautiful, we pick it. If we let it sit there, it rots pretty quickly here, and then we can't use it or pick it, right? Same with this ripe fruit. It's like we got to pick it so that we can take the fruit of it and the nutrients of it at its prime. And we could just see it from the window and wave at it, and then the fruit falls, and then nobody enjoyed it. And it kind of, it goes back to the earth and serves a purpose. But you didn't get to make the beautiful apple pie. You probably planted the tree, you watered it, you did whatever you needed to do here. Now the apple's there, and it's ready for the picking. And now you're like, ooh, I don't know, like, can I even make an apple pie? And we're humming and hawing here. Meanwhile, the fruit's getting riper by the second. So I feel like we're doing circles. Okay, we're doing circles here. We're uncertain and all these things here. We might be unfocused, we might be tired, we might be irritated, we might be all these things. We might be having a lot of voices in our head trying to set us straight, and we don't know which one to listen to. We could have other people sort of trying to tell us what it is that we need to do or how to do this. We need to silence all those and only work with the divine. Work with the calm voice, the intuition that knows, because there's something here you're creating. And in order to create this, it really requires you to look at self, because there's something here you're needing to deal with. And I feel like it's some childhood thing here that needs to be sort of welcomed or dealt with or examined in some way that allows you to be comfortable and making these decisions, and decisions in this relationship, which I feel you feel there's someone who means something to you here with this soulmate. This might be telling you to allow yourself to trust that people are trustworthy around you, that want to see the best for you, because soulmates does not necessarily have to be an intimate partner so much as people in our life that help us get us to where we need to go. And this penguin has a key. So I feel like there's people around you, or certainly a person here with a solution and a key that's helping you to free you of something, to see something of self here. Okay, but I feel like you're thinking, can I trust? Like, is this a risk? Will I have a loss? And we might be in Four Pentacles, like I gotta let go, I gotta close something out, I gotta let go of something or end something here. But what I feel is that whatever needs to be accepted as a thing that's outstayed its time, then we need to allow that to organically fall away, just like the ripe fruits I was talking about. Like if it's too rotten to be picked, then we just let it fall, and we don't keep crying over the fruit we couldn't pick. Because I feel like there's two things going on here. There's one that's outlived its stay, that is no longer for the picking, and then I feel like there's something here that requires your attention, because now's the time. And so we're spending too much time on the rotten fruit when we could be making the apple pie inside. Look at the apple that fell and it's rotten. And meanwhile, we have a bucket full of apples. And if we sit there crying over the one apple, all of these other apples will start to rot. So where are we shifting our priorities here, And so I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there's this seriousness here, which is great. But at the same time, Spirit's saying, like, be playful. Like, you can't really do something wrong here. So I feel like maybe you feel immobilized, or like you could do something wrong here, so you don't do it at all. Like, I don't even know how to make apple pie, so I wouldn't even try, But meanwhile, it's like a creation. When we're creating something, sometimes we create it with no sort of we create it on the fly to see how it turns out. And sometimes that's the best thing, you know, that we sort of create not knowing and work with spirits, and it builds into the most beautiful masterpiece we've ever made. You know, we didn't have a plan, or we didn't know what it would turn out to be, and we risked that it could turn out to be a shit painting, but we still created it, and then it turned out to be beautiful here because we trusted in our own ability to flow, and it will be successful here. Okay, but I feel like this renewal is coming through as I feel like a phase is over here, and you're being asked to renew yourself through this thing that's pulling you, that you're needing to experience. And so we could be resisting some sort of renewal of self. We might be resisting the creation. We might be seeing the fruits that are ripe for the picking, and we're still dwelling over the fruit that is rotten. We're still sitting and thinking we need to suffer and cry over something that's been a loss. And I'm not saying that we don't process our pains. We process the pain, but now is it a hindrance to remain in the pain? Is it a hindrance to see the apple that fell that's rotten? Or are we sitting with a bucket full of fresh apples here, needing to be made some apple pie here? It's calling to make it. And we want to make it, as far as I can see. So we need to tweak where we're sort of looking here. But I feel like to make the apple pie would put you outside of your comfort zone. And I use that as an analogy. Put it towards your situation. But to create the creation here, the relationship, the thing here, I feel that's making you sort of this new energy to experience, to put yourself out in it. It might be that it's asking you to be reborn and young again, and maybe in a trusting energy that is kind of scary for you. And we have be playful, you know, and maybe we're very uptight about being playful and sort of in this young energy, you know, but I feel like, yeah, like we might be very serious, like, oh, apple pie, like, you know, I mean, well, to make an apple pie should be fun, you know, like, hey, maybe you don't know, but we're going to create something here that's beautiful. If we just allow ourselves to work with spirit to make it, it will come out perfectly right the way it should, you know. But if we are too stressed about how it will turn, that we don't even take action on it, the apples rot. That's kind of what I see. So what action are you being asked to take? Trust spirit, number one. Listen to your intuition, like I said, the difference between the fear and the intuition. Try to ground yourself, meaning don't listen to the fear. Don't listen to all those external things or internal voices that are making you feel more ungrounded. Trust that something will come of this, that you will create. Let go of what you're needing to let go of. And with this ask for help, I feel like there's a need for you to communicate with the people around you that you're maybe not engaging with them in a way that shows that you trust, you know. And I don't know if you're not trusting spirit. I don't know if you're not trusting the people or the person you're dealing with. I don't know if you trust yourself. You'll know the answer here, but I feel like all three of these are trustworthy. You could trust yourself. You could trust who you're dealing with here. I feel like they want to help you. And I feel for sure you could trust spirit, because spirit is trying to navigate to how have you create something. And in order to create something, it's really asking you to take a look at something of self. You know, and you might not be wanting to look at it because of pain, because of, I don't know, you know, but now's the time. Pile number 3. Okay, so let's see. Spirit, clear and concise message for pile number 3. What are the exact steps pile 3 is needing to take here in their situation? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. What are the exact steps they're being guided to take here to navigate through their situation? Right here, right now, Spirit. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. And thank you so much, pile 3. I do realize you guys have a whole lot of readers that you guys can go listen to, and I do so appreciate you guys being here and listening to this reading. I'm so blessed. Thank you so much. I'm going to keep that with that. Okay, so what do we see? Perspective with the Hangman, Pisces. Yeah, so we might be seeing the thing we got to put an end to. We might be looking at the rotten apple that fell. Meanwhile, there's the bucket of apples beside us. So it's changing your perspective, okay? So we might be humming and hawing. We might not be taking action. It's a suspended action, but it's saying see something differently. And once we see it differently, we can then create, okay? Because I think all signs are go. Like all signs are green here to take action. but I feel we're hesitant. We don't want to lose one way or another. You know, we might not be taking action because we think we might lose, meaning fail on the apple pie, or we might think we might lose by letting go of the rotten apple to enjoy the bucket of apples. Okay, again, the analogy keeps coming through here like this, but it's like there's some big blessing here. You're being called to experience this thing here. So we need to start seeing things differently. So Pisces energy, and then we have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, love. Like I said, relationship. And this is an emotional new beginning. So we might be asking to, you know, open our heart space up, you know, again with this renewal for the first time and probably since we've been hurt. Or it might require us to let go of something in our life here that has us really stuck in order to be available. This is emotional availability, you know, and in order to do this, like, we need to understand our self-worth, stand strong in our full cup of love, be available. I feel like you're not really available here because we're humming and hawing over the thing that's not working. Okay, so we have the Six of Wands, success, right beside success. Like, it's going to work, pile 3. It's going to work. Okay, you might be thinking it won't work, or you might be looking at what didn't work, or what went wrong in the past, or what could go wrong, or this is sort of a mindset. Meanwhile, this is all about success. But the Six of Wands could also mean other people, and I was getting here with these birds too. Like, other people might be trying to, I don't know, like you might be concerned what others might think, or how they might perceive you, or how there's others, or maybe it's your own sort of image, you know, like how you will appear in some way here, because ego comes through. And so now we're seeing the negative again, because it's preventing us, or I might see the loss here, or how we don't want to be perceived. Justice in reverse, Libra energy. Yeah, so I feel like we're out of balance here, okay? Again, need to get grounded and need to restore balance. And how we do this is we see that we are in control of balancing our own energy. We can make ourselves available here. We can have success, but I feel like if we're coming ungrounded, unbalanced, we're not bringing justice to self. And look at this sort of truth pointing down. There's a truth we need to embrace. Okay, we're not embracing some sort of truth. And I think this truth is there for you to see and to take action on. Being asked to take action. The Emperor in reverse. Yeah, you're being asked to take action, and here you are sitting as a reverse Emperor. Okay, it's divine masculine energy. This is not feeling empowered, not having the confidence, not trusting in ourselves to make shit happen. So we just sort of retreat. Okay, but there's no need to retreat here because you will have success. Okay, and we need to see things differently here. And I feel like with Emperor in reverse and Six of Wands, there's something with ego coming through here again. We're letting the ego get in the way. And this doesn't mean that we're so cocky and confident. Ego could mean we don't want to appear a certain way, so the ego drives us. You know, the pain of the past is driving my decisions. That's ego. You know, you're so concerned with the risk. That's ego. And because when we drop the ego, it's like there is no risk. We just act out of authenticity. We're there, fully willing to give love, receive love, capable of love, emotionally available. It's honest, it's true, it's pure, it's balanced. It's not, you know, this is a strategic thing that only if I'm protected, only if it's safe, only if I knew how things would work out, only if this, that, and the other, then I'll take action. Meanwhile, they're suffering us. The fruits are going to rot. Seven of Cups. Yeah, it's like we're head in clouds. We're confused. We need to get grounded. We need to make a decision, you know, and when we have 7 cups, it's like, like, what should I do? And, you know, we're sitting humming and hawing with this hangman, and it's like the hangman is saying, we need to work with spirit to get enlightened, see things differently. And when we sometimes keep all options on the table, we end up getting nothing. If we want to stare at the rotten fruit and sit with this bucket of apples, we don't get the rotten fruit, nor do we get the apples. So there's a need to choose wisely here, okay, to make a decision, to take action, to be empowered to take action. And I think the action is make yourself available. Allow yourself to have a new beginning. You deserve love. You deserve love here. You will be successful. You need to restore some sort of balance in a situation here, potentially a relationship. The Hermit, Virgo, reflection. Follow what your passion is here. Okay, she's following what she knows to be right to her. Okay, she's following that star, her wish, her hope. I feel like you have a wish, a hope here that's pulling you, that you're not following because of some other shift here that's happening. So there's a need to reflect on this. Okay, right by the Hermit, or by the Hangman, we have the Hermit, introspection, getting clear, understanding what we want, and silencing everything else so we can get grounded, so we can listen to spirit and our intuition. You know, is the fear loud? Is it calling the shots? You know, making us not take action, impacting our confidence here? Is it the ego getting loud? Or is it really spirit and the intuition when we listen to the voice that's actually quiet? It's very calm. It doesn't blame, and it's not in a rush. It just wants you to know what a truth is here. And I think there's a truth you're not listening or taking action on. Four of Cups. Yeah, we're like not taking action. We're like making ourselves unavailable here with the Four Cups. So it says meditation. So I think we need to reflect. You know, reflect on why we haven't been able to choose. Why are we rejecting? Why are we sitting Four Cups, looking at what doesn't work, what hurt us in the past, what didn't happen, what could go wrong, what, you know, and sit there in that energy. Or we could take the fruits that are workable and make it work, make it available. You know, we're not taking the cup that's offered from the universe. We're not engaged in the relationship here that would make us happy, because of something here that we're not acknowledging from within us. That's the truth. Dreams. Page of Cups. Look at that. Opening our heart space. This is like an innocent beginning of opening our heart space. This is all about childhood. The page is certainly about our inner child, and this could be about apology. So it says dreams, and I was getting with the Hermit's Lantern, this star is all about attaining our dreams and our wishes. You know, so I feel like you have a dream here. And so this might require you to open the heart space and start as a novice here, because it's been shut or hurt, or it has to start over and renew in some way. You know, and so page energy is one that's learning and is vulnerable and exposed. And you might think, geez, like, I don't want to get hurt. And so we're letting it control. We're letting that impede on our own confidence. But it's like, you are this beautiful emperor who's empowered, who can take action. You know, and to be in this page energy is actually very strong. You know, is a very strong. And so I feel like you can be very strong and step into this courage to be vulnerable, to be a beginner again, to make yourself available when it comes to opening the heart space with this cup. Okay, all these cups. Like, I feel like there's so much love here, but we're immobilized looking at what the thing that didn't work, or what we'd have to let go of, or the pain that could ensue, or the risk we have to take, or the loss that we've endured, or the loss that will endure. I'm going to pull a card here for the casket. Why is this casket here? Spirit, what's with this casket? Like, you really are being asked, like with this mirror, to look at something, okay, and the Hangman, the shadow work. There's some sort of shadow work, inner child, healing, reflecting. Okay, we're not wanting to see some greater truth. We need to restore balance. We're emotionally unavailable. Why is this casket here? Why is this casket here, Spirit? And what does the viewer need to know about the casket? We have the King of Pentacles in reverse, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So, long-term commitment. Okay, this is like the opposite of this is Seven Cups. This is like head in clouds, not sure, not very rooted, kind of floaty away, not very grounded, uncertain, cloudy, keeping back doors open and not committing. This is, you know, the King of Pentacles is committed, is secure, knows what he wants, is a long-term game plan. And I feel like it's in reverse. I feel like what's ending here is this inability to create structure, to commit, to have some sort of long-term vision and goal for self. We need to trust that stability, security. The long-term thing here is something that would benefit us. Okay, but I feel like, I don't know, like you'd have to put something to an end here, and it even has power in reverse here. Okay, and the Emperor in reverse. This is all about power. So I feel like you don't have power sitting in Seven Cups. So there might be an illusion of power, you know, or you might feel powerless. And so there's a need to put an end to something that I feel you sense gives you power, and you might feel powerless in some way, or you might not want to feel powerless. This might make you feel powerless. Okay, so let's see. Why is this casket here, Spirit? Yeah, Two Cups. To make yourself vulnerable, open, balanced. Balance, balance. Two Cups, partnership, give and take. Two people coming together to share a cup. One person's available emotionally, the other one is. Both love each other, both find balance. Harmony, union, coming together. Okay, I feel like you might have to put something to an end to be able to make yourself available here, and you're feeling powerless, but I think you need to work your way through this, knowing that you need to see something within yourself that allows you to make yourself available here. You know, you're the one in control to get empowered here. So I'm just going to pull 3 more cards and then we'll get you some advice. 3 cards here for pile number 3, what they need to know. 9 of Pentacles. Look at that. That's the confidence. And that's the single card standing on our own. The ability to pull something off here. It says culmination. What else does pile 3 need to know? Ace of Pentacles. More Pentacles. That's a new beginning. Something worthwhile with the seed here. A manifestation. Okay, that's the bucket of apples. Yeah, and 3 swords. Sorrow. So, you're letting heartbreak. You're letting a potential heartbreak that you foresee, okay, or a past heartbreak. And heartbreak could mean just any pain we've suffered as a child, any pain that keeps our heart closed, any pain that prevents us from loving, from being emotionally open, is really dictating. And so when we let this dictate our decisions and stay in cloudy decisions, we can't commit, we can't see some sort of long-term dream or hope of ours, because we're not feeling empowered to take action, we sort of miss out on a manifestation. And I feel as though the universe wants to give you a new beginning in love, a new beginning in a practical way, something that could grow from a pentacle to a king of pentacles, you know. And everyone wants to be a king of pentacles because it isn't an illusion. He's worked his way through whatever he needs to be very grounded and stable and have everything secure here in his world from a practical, stable sort of place here. You know, it won't fade overnight because it's something that's built over a long period of time. And so I feel like there's a new beginning for you to create something very long-standing here, you know, that will make you feel empowered and confident and like you sort of are in your own driver's seat here. But I feel like the 9 with the 1 is making a 10 pentacles. It's no longer about you so much as working with another. And I feel like you feel emotionally, I don't know, like you want to give to this because I feel there's love here. And so 9 plus 1 with the 10 is 2 people coming together to build a secure, solid future. New beginning. I feel like this is where you're being pulled and called to do, but you might just be humming and hawing here with an experience of the past or with trying to prevent something here, okay? And so we got to sit with the mirror. We got to sit with the hermit. We got to be honest. We have to show up emotionally here. Let's ask some guidance from Spirit and see what is Spirit telling you need to do. So, I have faith in life. Today I give myself to life. I live in the here and now without concern for tomorrow. So we might be concerned about this in the future maybe. Okay, because God is always near and will never let me fall. My faith surrounds me with my light. No matter the circumstances, I let go. Having faith that life will always provide me what is most beneficial for my soul. So we ask for help from the divine. We're always handed the most beautiful thing that could happen. We have faith in the divine. Together in the light. This came through for all 3 piles. Okay, all 3 piles had this card. So it must be something in the collective consciousness here. It says, together in the light. I give thanks for all who enter my life. I understand we are all exactly who and where we are supposed to be. And everyone contributes to each other's personal growth. Every reaction someone draws from me is a gift from their soul to mine, meant to help free me from my inner conflicts. Today, by focusing on my own development rather than others' faults, I become one with the divine. Okay, inner work, the mirror. Okay, growing. Hope, beautiful. As I enter the great school of life, I hold tight to my faith in God. God's love guides me and guards me in every situation I encounter, regardless of what I confront. I trust in my true nature. Today, I welcome life. I know the light will always return and there will always be infinite possibilities for me. The light will always return. So if we're sitting in darkness, if we're sitting in loss, if we're sitting in pain, know that the light will come. And when the light comes, we enjoy the light when it's there. you know, and when the pain comes, there's lessons learned as well, but it gives us inner sort of development here. But if we allow the pain to dictate where we're going or prevent where we're supposed to go, you know, then we're not allowing ourselves to enjoy and experience life. And something here that I feel is going to give to you something very balanced, okay? Something very honest, true, like pure here, okay? True love. So pile number 3, this is your reading. I love you very much, and I wish you guys the very best in your situation here. Go for it, pile 3, okay? Go for it. Bye-bye.